Well, there we go. There we go. 4-0. 4-0, right? 4-0. 4-0 in the end. FA Cup. Accrington Stanley. It would But yeah, that's the last time we'll have to make that joke for a while.
Yeah.
So, what is your instant match reaction, JK? What are you thinking?
The way I really wanted it, a lot of goals, clean sheet, no injuries, game time for certain players. Chiesa, like for me, he was I cheered his goal more than anyone's today. I was like,
Man on a mission. When he
he
came
was on a
on, wasn't
mission,
he?
bro.
Man on a
And what I
mission.
liked about him was, look at his positioning. Okay, he didn't finish off a lot of stuff. He could have scored a bloody hat trick today, Chiesa. But look at his positioning. He knows where to go. And that's what I liked about his movement today. I was like, bloody hell. This guy, why don't we play this guy, man? Like, he could be something special. I'm not saying it because he just played wicked for the last 20 minutes and stuff. A guy like him has got it in him. And for me, when you see a guy like that, when he came on today, he was lively, you know. And that goal, beautiful goal. Hit the post as well. So he was a man on a mission. And for me, at this time of the season, we need that. So we've got him and Szoboszlai, for example. Szoboszlai got an half as well. But all in all, very happy with the way it went. No injuries, no letting a goal in and, you know, all that sort of rubbish. And Darwin got an assist after big up Darwin.
Come on. When they pushed him out to the right and they put a proper finisher in the middle, we saw what happened. First touch, first goal. Yeah.
He's done that before for Salah as well. He has like that sort of move. Like he knows that in them sort of positions, Darwin does okay. He does the right pass. I've seen it on a few occasions. But I just wanted him to score. I think he's not greedy enough. You know what I mean? He ain't like Haaland. He's just greedy. I want to score everything. I'm not sure Darwin's like that. Wish he was, but no.
You need to be like that if you're going to be a top goal scorer. You said he's not greedy enough. I think he's also not something enough that begins with G, but that's just my opinion. Yeah.
3 letters after is OOD, yeah?
Yeah. But we won't. Look, we won't. He got a couple of chances in the middle. Then he moved out to the right. What was one touch from Dom to Trent, one touch from Trent to Nunes, one touch back across the box from Nunes, and a one-touch finish.
Beautiful.
You know, it was
simple. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a beautiful goal. It was but that's the thing, simple. You know, simple one-touch football cannot be stopped.
You can't.
It can't be stopped.
Yeah.
If it's done correctly and it's on one touch and it's people running at you, you need to turn, it cannot be stopped. So Slot will have loved that. Trent had a great game today, I thought. Look, geez, we also have to caveat JK, don't we, JK? This is Accrington. We know, and it's at Anfield.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have some brilliant quotes actually from a couple of the Accrington boys. I was hoping 12 Man would be here because I think he would have really enjoyed these quotes. But I'll read them out later on if he is able to drop in and join us. But just showing what it meant for those boys to be playing at Anfield. I think the picture that we showed up, or the picture images we posted last night when they were at the Hillsborough Memorial, I don't think that was just a gesture, as it were. I think that was a genuine thing right there. And their quotes after the game from a couple of the boys about what it meant just to be at Anfield, let alone, are you disappointed you didn't win? Or it's like, I just played at Anfield.
You know what I mean?
It's in a proper game against Darwin and Trent and freaking all these Dom and all these boys. I just, these guys are like, we're walking on air over here.
Mm-hmm.
It was great, and this is.
I reckon they did okay as well. I think they're not doing great in the league.
They didn't get embarrassed. We didn't embarrass them at all.
We did not embarrass
them at all.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think
Maybe
about?
deserved the goal. Maybe deserved the goal. But I think they're not doing great in their league. Just above the relegation zone.
Mm,
But the way they sort of came out today, I thought, you know what? Not bad team, you know.
they
But
tried. They
maybe
played it the
mentally
right
they're
way.
up for it, you know what I'm saying? Like they're playing at Anfield, they have to be like, I'm going to play my best of what I've ever played in my whole life today. Hence why they probably look good, you know.
Yeah, you'll hear what the guy says there, but they were kind of saying they were a little bit teeny wee bit overwhelmed by the whole thing, and it took them a
Yeah.
while to get into their game,
Mm-hmm.
which is totally understandable. Some of these guys aren't far off having part-time jobs, you know. They're not millionaire footballers. You know, they'll never have seen anything like the Anfield dressing rooms and change rooms, and if some of them won't, unless they played another FA Cup game. So yeah, it was a huge deal. But what did you think of Miyachi, the young kid Rio or Miyachi? I keep calling him Miyachi for some reason. Rio Miyachi, I think, was at Arsenal. Nguma, what did you think? Our first taste of him in first team action, the youngest player ever to represent the club in the FA Cup, 16 years and 135 days old, I think. Second youngest player ever to represent the club behind Jerome Sinclair, who was 15 when he came. I don't think that record will be beaten for a long time. But yeah, what was your thoughts on Rio? Barney's in the chat. I know people in chat as well. I know. Don't worry if anybody's here wondering where 12th man is. I'm sure he'll be along at some point, and if not, we'll do our best to fill the gap. So yeah, there were some great positives today. Trudon, Chiesa only 3 behind Nunes. I think he's only 2. Well, yeah, 3. Yeah. Darwin had 10 chances scored. Well, again, yeah, we're not going to dwell on too much on that, especially in this room, as it were. We won't dwell. It's all positives today. Chiesa coming on and looking super determined to do something. But yeah, JK Rio, what a little player, eh? What a little player he is.
Yeah, it started off really well. Sort of drifted on like the game went on and stuff. But all in all, come on, man, he played pretty well. Like he's got good feet.
They were doubling up on him. Even
were.
the commentators, I'm not sure what you were like. I was watching it on a stream kind of thing, and the commentator on my one was talking about how at one point he's saying they were doubling up on him earlier. Now they're even tripling up on him. At one point they had 3 men around him. You know, is even from the start they knew it was like that kid's good. Like, you know, it was kind of but that you can't buy that kind of first touch, can you? That little bit of skill and audacity on the line, right on the line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got it, you haven't, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I liked what I saw. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going overboard on it, but just if he could only show us what he had, and if that's him in his first game, yeah. I mean, if he can get his head down and keep going, keep improving, then. He's got the bits and pieces that you can't really teach some people, doesn't he? That little Musiala, would Musiala be too high of a comparison?
I think just judging on his first sort of touch and stuff like that, very good. Like him and Neone, I think Neone is really good. What I like about Neone is that he's got a very good brain in the way he sort of passes. If you understand my point, watch his passes. Like in most of the games I've watched him play, he's very clever with the ball and stuff. Future is looking good. At the end of the day, like, you know what, the next 4 or 5 years of these guys' careers is very important. It either makes or breaks them if they can have a chance at Liverpool, you know. So for me, do your training well, learn from your Salahs, your Virgils, how to be a proper pro, and the sky's the limit for all of them. That's why I like Bradley. I think Bradley's a proper professional little kid. Like, you know what I mean? He knows what it's all about. No aggro, no funny business, no attitude, nothing. Gets on with it. Comes on a sub. He's still going to be the same guy, you know? So that's why I really like Conor Bradley. I reckon he's really a top professional.
Yeah, the fundamentals don't change, do they? Like if you're playing in this under 18s game, the right pass to play in midfield is still going to be the right pass when you're playing for the first team, right? People like Neoni, if you have that intelligence, then it's the right thing to do. Then it's still the right thing to do now. You can't. I mean, we're talking about game intelligence. We saw a lack of it today in certain areas, but then you see kids that like just with Rio again. Come back to him. He from minute one, I think he beat his fullback, and I think he beat him with a trick. And if you go downfield as a fullback, and the first thing basically that happens, second thing that happens is the guy that is your guy beats you with a trick. You're like, oh hell no, man. I'm going to be in for an hour of this, at least with this guy. I think bravery, ability on the ball. He reminded me a little bit of what Doku does for Man City, as in get on the ball and run to the fullback, create problems, cause problems, get a foul, get a goal, get something. Likes to cut in then and shoot. The confidence is there. You can see the confidence in the other players to pass him the ball. We all love these guys. We can't, we shouldn't get away from this. Like this is what you get into football for is watching these great young players. This guy's the next Messi. This guy's the next Thierry Henry. This is because there will be, in 20, there's going to be a next somebody. It's not like, oh, all the good players are finished now. There will be another superstar come along. So one of the best things in football is thinking maybe he might be ours. And this guy just, again, 16, I was saying everyone go overboard, but he could have shrank in that game a little bit, and I don't think he did. I thought he was like, it was kind of the epitome of watching a manager who had said to him, look, I know you're in the team meeting. I know we did all the, kind of pre-game stuff, and you still have your jobs to do. I'm not telling you have a free pass. You still have a job to do. But number one most important thing for you today, go out there, do what you're good at, and just enjoy yourself. Don't worry about not being in the right place there. Just go out there, play your football in front of and enjoy yourself. And I think that shone true today. That's the best way with a kid like that is don't overload him with instruction. Don't kind of hype up the pressure. Just go, look, man, you're a really good little player. Just go out there, do your stuff, enjoy yourself, and the rest will take care of itself. And it looked like that to me today. I was disappointed he didn't start. Glad he came on. But people in the chat, if you can, help us along here. Give us your opinions, give us your thoughts. Let us know man of the match, what you thought of Rio, what you thought of Jaden Dans, what you thought of Chiesa, anything you want us to talk about, any questions you have. Just put it in there. Keep the flow going. We'll see what we're saying here. Yeah, great positives today. Bernie saying Dan's too. Yeah, we'll get to Dan's definitely. Red is saying easy peasy. What a finish by Chiesa. Yeah, I mean, you have to have a confidence in you to be out that long and come on and just be like, give me the goddamn ball. I want to score a goal.
Yeah.
He's just like, I've been away too long.
Today.
Yeah, I haven't scored a goal in like 3 months. Give me the bloody football.
Yeah.
This is Accrington. Just give me the ball. They're tired. This is always a problem as well for these smaller teams as well. They can come there and give it like maximum effort for an hour, but they always drop off physically. They can they don't have that fitness.
And also the mental side of the game before the game, it sort of tires them out as well. That what's going to happen at Anfield,
yes.
It's going to tire you out. So.
It's the mental. Yeah, no, that's a brilliant point, man. It's not even the physical. It's the mental. It's the concentration of not being able to make a single misstep or mispass. You just know in League 2, you can clear a bad ball or whatever. It's probably not going to be a problem. Up against Liverpool, it's like if I get this pass wrong, or if I get this tackle wrong, you're up against Chiesa, Nunez, Jota. Yeah, that is another thing. It's the I've never been like I've done 12-hour jobs where it's basically just labor, hard work and labor, and I've done 8 hour days in college where all I have to do is use my brain, and I'm hungrier after a day in college than I'm after a day on the site, because the
Mm-hmm.
amount of energy that you use up, your brain uses up.
Mm-hmm.
People don't realize how much energy it uses up just by thinking and concentrating all the time.
It's like
You get,
traveling, bro. You know, when you go to like you got to go to the airport on a I don't know, a quick domestic flight, 2 hour journey, whatever. What it is, you're tired because of the preparation. You don't want to miss the flight, and that all that sort of batters you. You know, carrying the bags here, there, checking in, checking out, all that. And the flight's only like the whole journey's probably about 4 hours. You know, like getting to the airport this side, getting to the airport that side. But you're battered because of all that responsibility, and that's why I think, like with football as well. That's what I was saying yesterday. You always got to stay sort of calm. Virgil van Dijk, do you reckon he can play until he's 40? He probably could. Why? He isn't like Martinez, a very aggressive type of centre back who's going to just waste
yeah,
energy.
low
Virgil
heart rate.
sort of proper conserves his energy and he does it properly right, you know. Good not to see him today. Shout out all these boys, you know. So for me, attitude as well. Attitude and them sort of things. It's all about how you look after yourself mentally, and that will keep you sort of sharp and fit. Best Dara, Max, Bernadette in the chat, Red Rebellion TV,
Yeah,
all good.
good to see you boys in. Good to see you. Like, it did take us a while to get going, didn't it? It took us half an hour. I think it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
29 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But that's, again, I didn't, they looked like a decent team. It's not like we were controlling the game the right way. But then I think it took that basically Jota to take that one chance, and then that kind of breaks their spirit, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
When
Mm-hmm.
you're a team in there, it kind of, you're doing well, and it's nearly half an hour. You think, bloody hell, we might get the half time here, and then bang, goal down. It just takes the wind out of everything. So that's why the first goal to be scored is always so important in these games. Like, I didn't think they were ever going to take us to the limit or anything, but I thought the longer it goes on, as they say, kind of thing. But we needed to break that open, and like I was saying before, the guy that I would have picked to score the first goal would be Jota,
Yeah, you said it.
because
Yep. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, if you get that chance, he'll be the one that takes it. Darwin got 2 chances, didn't take them.
Mm-hmm.
Darwin went out wide, Jota goes in the middle, gets a chance, buries it.
Yeah.
First touch,
Yeah.
no messing, buried. Now, yes, Darwin did set it up. Of course he did. But it was just a bit of a mix-up. Because can you imagine being one of those League Two centre-halves, and they're up against, the guys they play against every week, and next thing you know, you've got Darwin Núñez and Jota.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get caught out eventually, unless you and your best mates on the team have the game of their lives together, and your goalkeeper gets. Yeah, your goalkeeper's going to have a worldie as well. But he did well, didn't he? Their
Yeah,
goalkeeper
okay,
did
the
it.
goalie. He did okay. Did a few
Yeah.
little good straight saves and stuff. Yeah.
I think they can walk away with their heads held high. We didn't give them a hammer, and it's like kind of what everybody would have expected, I suppose, in terms of scoreline. Not an overly kind of plus a 12 o'clock game, 12:15 game,
Mm-hmm.
early game. Try and take it easy, but everybody got minutes, right? Today, I think everybody that we wanted to see get those minutes got some minutes.
Yeah, the ones I wanted to see. I was so happy Chiesa got minutes. Kwanzaa. I think, like, going with Kwanzaa quickly about him playing today, Kwanzaa, he was the leader at the back and he needed that game just to get his sort of focus back on playing football and being the boss at the back. And so for me today, Kwanzaa playing the whole game sort of it was good for him. He needed that. That's what I was saying. Today was the perfect opponents to have. Like for us, not a Tottenham like a Man City or something crazy like that. A team like this, where certain guys, Dan's, Morton, Harvey Elliott, all of them get running on the pitch. Even Endo. Endo was great, captain as well. So it was a good all-day round of like certain things that needed to get done. People getting minutes, people coming off, whatever. Chiesa getting a goal, Jota scoring. All good. All good. Kelleher
Did
comes
you?
back in and we get a clean sheet.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
I'm just going to give the boss a ring there, see if he's, yourself. Yeah, okay. Doesn't sound like he's available right now. So we'll keep rolling. Keep rolling. Yeah, like Max said, it was brilliant to finally see Rio. And I don't think we were disappointed. I think not that we should have been disappointed if he didn't have an amazing game, but I think he showed us. I think the phrase is he showed us what he's all about, right?
Show glimpses of what he's about, you know.
Yeah. So if you
Yeah,
didn't know, sorry, Jake, it's like because you were saying before the game, oh, I don't know much about him, what kind of player he is.
yeah,
It's like that's the kind of player he is. I mean, that's all you really need to know in terms of how he plays and what he does, not what he's going to be or whatever. Just in terms of, oh, okay, that's what he does. He's not a center mid. He's a real tricky little winger. Pace, likes to take people on and not shy about it. I like that about him as well. The first thing he did, I think, he was trying to nutmeg somebody, and I think he did, and then he pulls it back. Do you remember that first move he did? And then he tries and pulls it back just a little bit too much. But that for me was great to see. Yeah, we all want to see the kid. Watching McConnell on the left and Bradley on the right, they looked like a great pairing too. Yeah, it was interesting where McConnell played. I would have McConnell down as a centre midfielder, really.
yeah. Same as Well, at the end of the day, McConnell's been around for a little while now, and we didn't look like trying to sell him on in the summer as well. You know what I'm saying? We've not really seen we've seen glimpses of McConnell. I'm not sure what type of player he is exactly, but he's a tough little cookie as well, though. I can see that. Him and Bradley, they got that sort of that mentality of being tough, you know.
Oh, I don't think. Yeah, it's because of Trent. It's because of maybe age, maybe profile, whatever. But people have absolutely no idea how good Connor Bradley is. Connor Bradley is a phenomenal little fullback.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal. And this isn't one of those, oh, we don't need Trent. This guy isn't just, oh, well, it doesn't matter. We have this guy. He won't be Trent. We have this guy. Yeah, nobody's going to be Trent. He doesn't do what Trent does. But seriously, to me, Bradley reminds me more of like a Danny Alves, someone who could defend, but was also great going forward. I hope whatever happens, we find some way of getting him in the team because he's too good not to be. He's absolutely too good not to be. He's better than he's as good as Reece James when Reece James came in. He's as good as a Trippier. This kind of thing. To me, there's nothing he can't do. If what your job is to be a fullback, okay. If your job is to beat Trent, no. But if your job is to be a kind of a complete modern fullback, there's nothing he doesn't have. Like Max saying, he has all the attributes, every single one of them. I think he's a better finisher than Robbo, given chances. He's more instinctively attacking than Robbo, even because he would have had, but similar to Robbo as well, because Robbo comes from Scotland, small clubs, humble clubs. Didn't come up through the superstar kid academy kind of thing. Robbo did the hard yards when he was younger. Ross County, released by Celtic, this kind of stuff. Bradley grows up in Northern Ireland. He'll play for some small teams. He won't always been in that youth academy setup. So real humble, down to earth type players. Work hard, realize what it means to be where they are, and you can't really do much more than that. Yeah, I love Bradley. I think he's absolutely brilliant, and he just gets mistaken for a Trent understudy. Where if Trent wasn't here, he'd be good enough to play every game for us. Even right now, I think Bradley would. That's the level I think he's at anyway. Hey, Dara, let us know what you thought of. Let me see, Dara, let me know what you thought of Rio, the young kid coming in today. If you got to see the game or not, I'm not sure if you got to see the game. What you think of Rio? What you think of the game in general? But I think there's another kid that came on and showed maybe a few people that might have forgotten what he's all about, that he's still around, he's still in the building. Jaden Dans came on and pretty much immediately started making things happen.
Good little run. Good finish, bang. Good.
Yeah, he's shown that before. I just think he's a natural finisher. He didn't really have any problem putting that ball away. It came to him quick. He started the whole move off. Trent has a shot, right? Yeah, Trent has a shot, gets saved, comes out to him, and just it was incredibly similar. It was basically exactly the same chance that Darwin had in the first half, where the shot came and it came rebounded out to him, and he blazed it over the bar. I think Jaden Dunn's kind of coming on, showing how it's done a little bit there. Good finisher though, isn't he? He's always been a good finisher, Dan's. For anytime we've seen him, he scored goals and they always look like kind of, oh, that was a good finish. Bonker saying Endo or Jota for him man of the match. Yeah, you did. Yeah, exactly. Darius saying he didn't see it, but it was Shans. Yeah, Rio is exceptional, but it's like he carried that under 23s form onto the pitch today. In a proper game, in a big game, he looked pretty much every inch the player that I've seen him in other games. Again, yeah, it's Accrington, but still the pressure was on, and they were doubling up on him, tripling up on him, and he didn't look fazed by it at all. He didn't get a lot of change out of these people. It wasn't like he was running the game down the left, but he was a constant threat and danger and looked like a great player.
Did well.
Yeah, apparently it was on ESPN, Dara. I think apparently it was on ESPN in America. That's what 12 was saying. That was the only channel that was showing it. Otherwise, you got to go down the old dodgy route, don't you? So, what could we do? I know it's not that busy today. I suppose everybody's out doing stuff. Is there any? There aren't really huge amount of talking points.
No, because sort of clarified. Like, everyone got a game. Who needed a game? Chiesa scored a goal. What he needed, get some confidence in himself. But for me, Chiesa was the biggest plus point today. I think the way he just sort of found space. Okay, it's these guys at home. They had a lot of space. Like at the end of the game, I think they were tired, like you were saying. But for me, that is the best thing out of today. Clean sheet, one. Chiesa coming back to life as a footballer, showing a bit of enthusiasm, wanting to score. Very good. We need that. And I think if he really wants to stay at Liverpool, like I've heard so much things over the last few days about Chiesa, about people like, send him to Napoli, swap him with that guy. And I'm like, why would we give a guy a 4-year contract on 150 grand a week and then sort of push him out straight after, unless we're making like a £10 million profit? And that's the sort of business we do. If we said, oh, look, they're offering us 20 for Chiesa after today's goal, for example, you'd be like, yeah, send him. But for me, you got to give, sometimes fans don't understand. The footballer wants to do well. It ain't just us who want him to do well. The footballer himself wants to do well. Why? Success brings money. Money is money, and so on and so on. So hence, playing well is good for you. So for me, I don't really moan at the players. Like I don't need to tell Darwin Núñez he needs to score bloody goals. He knows that himself.
That's the thing, you see. These
You know.
fans forget that a lot of the time, don't they? Like
Oh,
when people are saying like, "Oh, I think Darwin did okay," you know, people, and I get it sometimes. Like when people are standing up for these players, and they're like, "Oh, he doesn't." It's like, dude, this guy himself will say, I should be scoring more. I don't need people out there defending me online saying, oh, well, he couldn't score this and this. And he's like, no, I want to score more. I want to score more. I don't need people on the internet to tell me. I don't need people on the internet defending why I can't score. He is out there wanting to score goals. That's what they do. That's their, not their bread and butter, but that's their lifeblood, really, as strikers, as these players. You know, they don't want to go out there and just kind of exist. They want to go out there and thrive.
bless
KJ,
KJ. Hope you're cool, bro.
you go, KJ, man.
Yeah, man. It's like any footballer would not be in the game if he didn't want to reach the top. You know, you ask any of these actors and Stanley guys, oh, would you swap your club for Liverpool? Even though you be on the bench, they're swapping it for straight away. You know, like it's like they want to reach the top. So that's what football's all about. So when you see talent that's sort of getting wasted, it sort of does your head in. You know, you're like, look at this guy, he's really good, but he's not doing it. Sort of winds you up. So that's why for me today, Chiesa doing what he did, and the opposition were perfect. Gave him a lot of space to run into. You know what I mean? He needed that. So it was a good day for him. I'm happy.
Yeah, it was a good game for him as well. Like I think you're saying, I think we're all surprised he didn't start. I think we're all expecting the Chiesa 90 minutes, maybe even we're hoping for 80, you know, and then bring on whoever it might be. But it was the fact that he didn't start. But yeah, he's here we go again. See, the thing is, he was sick again. Now everybody's sick at the moment. I've never known anything like it, but everybody has. There's a lot of people who are sick. So, but he was good enough to come on and do that for 45 minutes. So I'm not sure he couldn't have started and played 60. You know, that's all. I mean, because he came on and played 45 minutes and he was flying from the start.
Yeah, that energy
So
didn't look like he was ill. I don't know, like there is a sort of bug going around, like Sabotslai was ill
there
like
is.
this winter, you know what I mean? So he might be feeling under the weather. He's from Italy, you know, it's a little bit warmer in Italy. But then again, North Italy is pretty nippy as well, you know what I mean?
Not Turin. Turin is basically in the
Turin
Alps.
is cold.
Freezing.
Yeah, it's cold up there. You know what I mean? I've been there. It's nippy. So I don't know. Main thing is the guy did what we all wanted him to do before the game started, that he got minutes and maybe got a goal. But he ran and showed us guys what he's all about a little bit. You know, he gave us a little taste. So happy for the lad. So happy. I'm so happy he scored as well. Because when he hit the post, I said, oh, you know what? It's going to be that type of day. But he was like, no, I'm going to get a goal today. And it was a nice goal as well. Good little finish.
Yeah, and he got the assist. Well, yeah, no, he got the assist, but he had a shot and it was saved. So he didn't pass it to Dans, as it were, but it will go down as a Chiesa assist. I heard some people saying, oh, he was being greedy. That was greedy from Chiesa. It's like, shut the fuck up.
I'm so bloody happy he is.
Come
I don't
on.
want no guy just to be happy to run with the mill. I want a guy who's greedy. Salah's greedy. And that's why he's the best player in the world right now.
All the best strikers in the world are greedy.
They're greedy, you know, they want it all. Yeah.
That's how they get the 387 goals, is because they rob that tap in off you. You know when you see these guys like they flick a header in from across and it's going to go in anyway, and a striker pops up at the end and knows it's going in but still knocks it in himself to take the goal. That's greedy. That's what you want. As Gordon Gekko once said, greed is good when it comes to a striker, you know? That's what you want. That's how they get to where they are, is because, no, I'm going to get that goal. I'm going to do this. That drive to do the most beautiful thing in the world, basically. If you've ever played football and you've struck a ball perfectly and it hits the back of the net, there's fewer feelings in the world like that, even if you're only in your back garden. scoring a goal and seeing it hit the back of a net, it's a special feeling, no matter where you are, what you do. It just feels nice. So to do it in a big game when it's your job and everybody is questioning you, to hit the one he did from a long way out, speculative a little bit, but he did catch it well. Yeah, he puts it into exactly where the guy didn't want it to go. One place he couldn't reach it. So yeah, you can see a determination, I suppose, maybe even a desperation, maybe to prove himself. Because he'll have been reading all the bits and pieces. He'll know that it's people are talking about him.
Mm-hmm.
He'll know, so he'll just want to get on that pitch. But he was like that from day one. The first time he came on the pitch, he played like a man possessed. You know, he was instantly at it. So it's like I've seen him do this before. So that doesn't surprise me. It's not like this guy comes on and takes 10 minutes to get into a game. He takes about 15 seconds to get into a game. I do like that about him. But yeah, like I think we would have liked to see him start. I don't think Elliott did enough. He got a nasty kick there, but I don't think he really had a huge impact on the game up until that point. So Jota was a risk, I suppose, as well, bringing him up. But you get the goal out of him. But I'm not really sure what you think of that, JK. Could he have started? Should he have started? Yeah.
Should have started, didn't, but he came on, scored a goal, and he looked like a guy possessed. Like, I want to play football. So it's all good.
Yeah, I think MK Toe was saying like he has the potential to get us to the finish line. If he can stay fit.
Yeah, that's it. And if he can stay fit and play the way he did today against Premier League teams, Champions League teams, all good. You know, I think Slot was happy when he scored. Did you see him? He was proper celebrating that one. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, but then you have the elephant in the room is if Mo is on the pitch, he isn't going to be on the pitch. I don't see how they both get on the pitch at the same time. I really don't. So that's your only issue. Is where do you get this guy the minutes? This is kind of what I was saying when the fact that when he came on, he's instantly at it, which to me suggests that he could be a great impact. So like you can bring him on if Mo needs a half hour, but it's real hard to get him in this team. Yeah, he can play the 10, but he's not going to play the 10 in our midfield, MK. He can play an attacking 10 with people in behind him, but not the way we play it. With the hard work and Dom type thing. He's a winger for us. Like he can play left, Bernie, yes, but even if he was able to kind of do that on occasion, we've got Gakpo, we've got Diaz, we've got Jota. So it's so hard to get this guy into a team if we're playing Man City tomorrow and everybody's fit. How do you, if you want Gakpo, you want Jota, you want Salah up front? It's just really hard. The only thing is, how does he get into this team? And that's the problem we've always had with bringing in somebody who plays predominantly or plays their best football in the position that Mo plays. Is, well, how do they get? Because that guy, A, is never injured, and B, wants to play every minute, and is C, also one of the best in the world. That's always been the problem with trying to buy someone in that position for us, is how do you get somebody who's good enough to play if Mo Salah is out, but is also happy to sit on the bench when Mo Salah is playing 34 league games, starting 34 league games. That's the difficulty, I think. But yeah, I love what he can do when he comes on, but that's just football. Sometimes it's very hard to kind of go, yeah, you did that against Accrington on the right wing. Does he play against Forest? No,
but just get a sub appearance if we need something different, could do.
Yeah, it's just weird that he's a sub now. Basically, we'll see. It's going to play out. He's only this is the first time he's played in a long time now.
Exactly.
So we'll have to see how it plays out with him in terms of
He
where he
needed
comes in.
that goal. He needed that goal to sort his head out. Maybe sort of clear the dust in front of Slot's eyes about him. Good day for him. Good day for him. He needed that big time. Look, it's
Yeah,
January
cop
now.
in
It's
too.
like we just brought him, yesterday. We ain't really had him all season, so he's like a January transfer.
He's
Signing.
like a new signing. Don't say it. He's like a new signing.
He's like a new signing. I know it's cringe, but he is like a bloody new signing. He's had one assist in all his since he's been with us. Now he's got a goal and assist, so that's cool.
Yeah, I don't think there's any real. You could mine some negatives out of this game, but I don't think there's any real ones.
No, nothing. Everything was good. Everything ran good.
Yeah, other than Darwin. But anyway, yeah, I just think that was a game. We said before the game we all wanted him to go out and fill his boots, as it were. Didn't quite work that way. Contributed, but sometimes, like, I genuinely do feel sorry for that guy sometimes when he's out there trying his heart out and he's trying everything he wants to do and nothing is coming off. And then Dan's comes on and scores, or Jota scores with his first chance. And you see him running over and congratulating people and getting involved and all
Yeah,
that.
he
But
does.
you can tell he's just like, when is one
Oh,
of
that
them
was
going to
me.
go in for me?
Yeah.
When is one of them going to go in for me? Because the Dans, if you look at the second, he had two chances. Darwin had two chances in the first half. The header in the 6-yard box, which is behind him, but then the one a little while later where it was exactly the same scenario. Ricochets out to him, and he puts it over the bar. Dan's pretty much exactly the same scenario.
Yeah.
Buries.
Yeah. Darwin should have scored that.
Yeah, and Darwin, you can see Darwin running over him, being like, "This is awesome, well done," But you can just see it in his head as like, why that? Like,
Why didn't he go in? Yeah.
why won't that go in for me? I'm just as good as Dan's is. I'm out here trying and working, and these things just aren't falling for him. Like the fact that he didn't score today, that's that's going to stick. Like we're talking about earlier on about players wanting to do well, wanting to score.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be going home now thinking,
Chiesa bloody scored.
Chiesa scored, Dan scored.
Yeah.
It's going to be depressing for him, I think. But look, he can be proud of what he contributed to the game. No doubt he can be. Bonka's saying, yeah, this is nearly a done deal. Paris Saint-Germain have agreed every term with KK's contract for the next 5 years. Yeah, that's a done deal. He's going to PSG. They've been trying to sign him for about 8 months now. They're talking to him last summer. He's not joining Liverpool. No chance.
There you go. So who put that rumor out that we were? That's what I say. Until he's got that shirt in his hand and a brick wall behind him, I don't really care about speculation no more. Them days are gone. Like, yeah.
No, like you said, when they're standing there with the contract in front of them and signing it with the pen, that picture, all that stuff. The Anfield lean, as they used to call it, there was always the first picture would be a guy leaning against the wall. So that would until you see the Anfield lean. Yeah, the Melwood lean. Till you see that, it's not a done deal. But yeah, I think it was always.
I'm not going to Paris Saint-Germain if I was him. I wouldn't go there. Waste of life, waste of a career. As you said yesterday, Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, they can do it. They ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, I think Squidly. Yeah, I agree with him. I don't understand why he would, but it's not like they're going to pay him 800 grand a week. Not like he's getting paid Saudi money to get there. Squidly, how are you? Big up y'all. Darwin, the most unlucky striker right now. Not true. Dan's was easier as he was running onto the ball. Maybe Darwin had to take a touch and lean back, put it over. I think if I'm sure he's going to follow that up with something. Darwin had. He's probably going to. I imagine Squiddy are probably going to say if Darwin had Dan's chance, he would have finished it. We don't know. We don't know. I think even with the slight variation in circumstances, Darwin had to score that, man. He had to, for his own confidence as much as anything else. For his own kind of belief, he just needs to. I mean, even Darwin is looking at that going, that wasn't that difficult. I'm Darwin, like he knows how good he is. He hasn't grown up as some midfielder getting converted. He's grown up as a striker. He knows he can bury those in his sleep. He knows he can bury those in his sleep. He will be the first guy to turn around. You don't need to defend him. He will be the first guy that will turn around and say, I should have freaking buried that. And I'm disgusted in myself. Like if I'm a golfer out there, you give me a 3-foot putt and I miss it. I'm not going to say, oh, no, I don't. I'm going to say, I should have fucking holed that. I don't need someone to tell me, that was a tricky green. No, I should have fucking holed it. You know, I'm at the top of my game. That's my job, man. He should have buried it. And he will be the first person to tell you, I should have fucking buried that. But anyway, we move. He goes out to the right. I think Slot looked at that replay and he moved. I may have my timeline incorrect, but I don't think I do. He was watching that on the they were showing him watching the little TV thing that they have in front of the coaches. And as soon as he watched that Darwin miss, he pushed him over to the right. And Jota went into the middle because Jota had been over there. Jota goes through the middle, nice pass from Darwin. Jota scores. Now, that Jota one, Darwin would have finished that, yeah, because that was pretty much unmissable.
Mm-hmm.
But he wasn't there because he was moved over. Basically. You know, and he still goes through that whole game. You know, it's watching other people around him. I think it must be real tough for him right now. I think it must be a very difficult position for Darwin to be in right now. Because he knows the pressure that's on him, and I don't think he's coping with it very well. I think it's affecting. I think it's getting it. I think he's tensed up so much that he can't just relax and play his game.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much expectation on him. You know yours, but he's still getting the support from the crowd. Don't get that wrong. He still gets the support from the crowd in the stadium. They love what he does. They recognize what he does. They appreciate what he does. You can hear that, Jake. You can hear the support that he still gets from the home fans.
Yeah. Like he gets it. Like we've supported him since day one. I think for him, let the summer come and go to a club where he's going to get regular game time and he's going to be number one striker. You know.
Yeah, Atletico, Napoli, wherever it might be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have Squidley, unfortunately. But the most important one out of all of us is the manager, because the manager picks the team. And like I said, he got a chance with we're 4-0 up against West Ham to come on and do something, did nothing. He got a chance to come on against Manchester United, came on, got himself a yellow card, did nothing else. And he got a chance there today up against a League 2 team at home, at Anfield. What did he do? Missed two chances. That's pretty much, when you look at it, he created a goal, you know, but part of a move, you know, he's a footballer. He should be able to pass the ball into the box when it's laid on. Easy pass, play it, don't mess it up. He did it. You know, props for that. You know, you need the fitness to be able to get there and all that. You need the hard work to be able to run past people and all that. But I mean, he's been given countless opportunities now the last 3 games, and I think he's fluffed all of those auditions. I don't think it's worked really at all. I don't think he caused them any real major problems at all today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2 goals so far. I think the last time he scored in the last 12 games was, I think he's got 1 in his last 11, and that was in the Carabao Cup. just revitalize yourself, rejuvenate yourself. Go somewhere where it's all fresh and new. And guess what? You play your first game for your new club, you score a goal, and you go on a run. Next thing you end up on 25. But yeah, I just don't think it's going to happen from here. I don't think we should spend any more time on it. Really, it's a project that we tried
and not moaning about it. Like a lot of fans just moaning 24. They'll do shows just to take the piss out of Darwin Núñez. Fuck off. You know what I mean? Leave the guy alone.
JK, a lot of people didn't want him to score today. They didn't want him to.
Of course, they're not real fans. Like at the end of the day, if he scores a winner against Arsenal at home when we've got them in the Premier League, or Man City away, whatever, or the Champions League final, whatever it is, yeah, you're gonna say this guy's like you're gonna forget about all that year you spent taking the piss out of him. That's why for me, I don't say nothing until he's left. When he's left, different story. He can do what he wants. When he plays for Liverpool, I'm not going to be constantly moaning about him. He has got sort of a bad look about him in that way in front of goal. Like realistically, he should have finished that goal today when the goalie saved it and he came out to him. Mm-hmm. Bang, get it in the back of the net, But for me, moaning days are for fans who don't really want to win anything. They say they moan because they want better. But for me, it's the energy. You moan 24/7 on social media, it's going to get back to that player eventually. Because there's about 2 million, 3 million Liverpool fans on Twitter right now say Darwin Núñez couldn't even score against Accrington Stanley. That guy's going to feel that. He's going to see it. You know what I mean? So for me, right now, we're not 5th, 6th, 7th in the league. So we have a reason to moan. We're top of the league. We're top of the Champions League. We're in a semi-final of Carabao Cup, and we've got run into the 4th round of the FA Cup. When you really look at it, everything's running pretty good. We just had a little way 2 games. But that happens. You're going to have little obstacles on the way, though, But all in all, Darwin knows himself. If he's only got 2 goals this season, he should have at least 12, 15 even, you know what I mean? To be Liverpool's strike. We're the highest scorers in the Premier League. And he should have had more goals than that then.
Yeah, come on, JK. We used to laugh about Sean Dundee. We used to laugh about Eric Meyer. Even as Liverpool fans, we'd like, oh gosh, yeah, remember we bought these awful strikers? We used to have more realism than this. We used to be more realistic. I know it's become kind of defending people. It's sort of like if you know one of your mates is really bad at his job, but there's a load of people you don't know are slagging him off, you're going to defend him because he's one of your mates.
That's what you do.
But you still know he's not very good at his job. We still need to be able to realize, let's just look, we can't have passengers in this team. And I'm not accepting the fact that there isn't somebody out there that could work as hard as he does and give as much of a shit as this whole, he cares, he runs around, he works hard. That ain't exclusive to Darwin Núñez. That's not something only he has an ability to do. So it's like, oh, if you lost Darwin, you'd lose all the hard work. No, you wouldn't. You could replace him with someone who works just as hard and scores goals. It's just the way it is. I just think we need to improve all the time. And this guy hasn't been here since the summer. He's been here for 2.5 years. So if we're going to go on and do things, then we need to have the best squad available to us. And this is not what we have right now. I think we're doing well to get through it. Like Jota injured most of the time. I think this Salah is, wow. Salah's contribution this year is probably as big as he's ever made. I'm not saying he has us where we are, but if it wasn't for Salah and his goals and assists, we might have someone else who probably might do maybe half those numbers or something, But yeah, I just think we shouldn't be afraid to call it as it is and say it hasn't worked. People are already after going, Chiesa hasn't worked. So yeah, I don't know. Squidly saying if he's on the pitch for another game, we win a penalty, I'd let him take it. You're crazy. If he misses, then he needs to go. If he scores, I might give him more confidence. You can't. I know what you're saying, but you can't base his whole career on a penalty. Say, oh, he scored a penalty, let's keep him. He missed it, let's sell him. I know what you're getting at, though. I know what you're getting at. Give the chance, give the guy just some kind of confidence. But if it's 0-0 in the Premier League game, you have a penalty. This was his chance, Squidly, to give him more confidence. Like, if you can't go out and bag against Accrington, I don't know what other opportunity I can give you to go out and bag. It's everybody was getting in on the act again today. I just think it's almost cursed for him at this stage. I don't know what he did, whether he left a hat on the bed when he joined Liverpool or something. I really don't know, but it hasn't worked for him, and I don't think it's ever going to work for him. Like someone said today, he could have scored 7 today. It doesn't mean he hasn't been a mistake for the last 2.5 years. But yeah, you get a kid like Dan's comes on, does what he does. Great to see it, but yeah, like David Lynn said, it would be best for everybody if he was somewhere playing every week and scoring goals. That's just the way I see it. I think at this stage, I don't know if it's a January thing. Don't think it will be. No, it won't be January. But Jaden Dan's with a bit of a reminder that he's still in the building. He's someone who can put the ball in the back of net if a chance falls to him. Will he work as hard as Aaron? Will he chase as hard as Aaron? I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, this was not supposed to be Darwin. 12 man would kill me if he was here talking about Darwin like this. So let me see. Bit of a quick one. Man of the match. In the chat, people. Man of the match. I know there's a lot of subs. I wouldn't be afraid to give someone, a man of the match that didn't start the game, although that's unlikely. But if you do have a man of the match, for me, it's quite difficult to call because there was so many different performances across the board. Rio deserves not man of the match, but obviously a special mention for a great performance on a debut. Youngest player ever to play for Liverpool in the FA Cup. Second youngest player ever to play for Liverpool, full stop. Showed no fear. Went out and did what the manager probably asked him to, just go out and do your stuff kind of thing. Up front, yeah, it was spread around again. I would then also say Trent stepped up. I think Trent stepped up. Maybe, but I think that's a really, really hard man of the match call. Really, really hard. Yeah, Squidly's going Trent or Simi. Yeah, that's the thing, man, isn't it? I wouldn't have gone with one of the forwards because they were kind of sharing it around, and I thought Trent had a great game. But Squidly, I think, spot on there as well. Simicast had a great game. Simicast had a really, really good game today. Bernie saying Trent. Okay. Bernie saying Trent. Okay. Yeah, I think Trent was. Yeah, I'd go with it. I'd go with Trent. I will go with Trent. I don't know about you, JK. If you had anybody standing out for you?
Man of the match, yeah.
Yeah, just sort of a quick man. I know because there's a lot of people, but
I'll say Endo. I'll go with Endo.
Endo, yeah, okay, yeah, because it's funny, isn't it? Because I don't think we scored a lot of goals and we had a lot of attacking play, but I don't think any of the attackers actually stood out as a man of the match.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, that's interesting. We've hit the 1 hour mark, so I think we'll leave this one here. It's winding down.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're okay, we'll leave this here, yeah?
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. Chiesa for Callum, Trent for Bernie. Okay. Yeah, look, thanks for being in. This wasn't, yeah. exactly. I might do something on my own channel. I might open it up. Maybe people would get some people calling in and get more, get a bit more involvement there that way. But I know it's a quiet one this afternoon, so I will thank everyone for being in. Thanks for JK, and say goodbye. Take care, everybody. You'll never walk alone up the Reds and all that stuff.